Hello and welcome to another episode of Expedition Jack. I never say this before, but today I'm saying it. I'm here with Peter Forrester Bushcraft.
Hi.
Yeah, go and check out his channel. He does great stuff, and we're doing this collab today because we're doing a bit of an exchange of knowledge. Peter's teaching me some bushcraft skill, and I'm just exchanging some of my film knowledge to him, and also like getting some shots, cool shots in.
Yeah, it's
involved. Very good. So we've got a lot to do, a lot to get on with. So
a lot to get through in a very short amount of time.
Beautiful weather today, great, and we're actually going to sleep under tarp.
Not too hot, so no bugs, and not too cool that you're going to freeze to death.
Yes.
Under your tarp.
Let's crack on.
What follows is a brief construction montage. Later that same evening.
We've been sort of chatting a lot, sort of just really getting to know each other, I think, a bit more than anything. So obviously it's got dark now. It's still early. It's still only 7:30, but it is, it's late in the year. So we're now getting the fire going, ready to get food on. Firelighting in the dark is not something that I recommend doing, but when you know what you're doing, it's good. I've also forgotten my big knife today, which means that I'm doing this slightly differently. So it's a bit of a challenge, but hopefully this birch bark should go.
So you just keep going until it goes?
I can usually do it with my knife. I can do it first time. I really need to practice more with the little tab thing. So yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, this wood, because it's very different to what I'm used to. We've got a fire. Leave it, don't rush it, let it take its time. There is fire in there. So what I'm watching for is the flames to come through the top. And I've left this nice big chunky bit in so air can get underneath it. So flames are through the top now, so my next lot can go on. Everything's sort of fairly dry, there's no hissing or anything in there. Okay, so there we go, we've got fire going now. Just to get that nice and established. Some thicker stuff here. And we haven't collected much firewood because it is literally just absolutely everywhere around here. But it's all hardwood, so it'll get hot and established quite quickly now. Beech does tend to be a little smoky, but it does give you a nice hot fire. Not bad for a rush job, I don't think.
Very good job.
Voila! On the go, ready for late night coffee. For a while.
Nice. So what are you doing here?
So we're making some campfire coffee. And it's very, very simple to make. So to start with, we've got some boiled water. It is boiling, and I'm literally just going to dump the coffee grounds straight in the water. No filter or anything like that for the coffee. Just straight in until it starts to sort of float on top of itself. And a little bit more for good luck. Of course, we don't need to sleep tonight. Mix that in. And then we've got to leave this to sit for a few minutes just to brew. Put that in there, lid back on. So I'm going to pop it near the fire to keep it warm. Seal my coffee back up so no slugs get in it. Pop it by the fire. So I don't want it to boil, I just want it to keep it warm. So now, to get the coffee grounds out of the water that we want to drink, we've got to force them to the bottom of the pot. Which is kind of terrifying. Lovely. Nice oil on the top as well, that's good. Nice.
Oh, that smells nice. Forget to talk, you know if I'm behind the camera, I'm so used to being the silent cameraman.
I forget to talk when I'm doing this stuff because it's just what I do.
Yeah.
Unless I'm in full-on teaching mode.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. This is just coconut milk. The cheapest Tesco had to offer. Continue to boil. This is better than the one I made at home the other day.
Oh, that is actually really good.
It's really good, isn't it?
Really
I'm
good.
well impressed.
It's done very well. I'm not dead yet.
It's so simple as well. But I did buy it today, so it should be okay.
Oh yeah, I'll be fine. Very nice. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the camp of Peter and Jack.
I think it was a bit of a rough night's sleep, wasn't it?
Yeah, when the wind got up, it was really loud.
It was super windy. The wind doesn't normally wake me up, but it was really, really windy at about sort of 3-4 o'clock this morning, through till about 6 o'clock. And it was quite cold. It was cold wind as well. The wind was pretty chilly.
Coming up the top, under the tarps.
Yeah, and
we
it was
went
coming
for,
from all directions as well.
For sleeping under tarps for the first time on the channel, like proper tarp setup. You've done it many times.
Yeah, I always sleep under a tarp.
Loads of wildlife in this forest, guys. Crazy.
Something came through the camp at some point. I'm not sure what it was because I couldn't see it. Sort of circled around the back here, and then I think came along the back of where the sleeping bags are and went down the hill. Probably a fox or a small deer or something.
I've seen loads of squirrels this morning as well.
Have you really?
Yeah, loads just over there jumping over trees and stuff.
Oh, cool. Yeah, they'll be eating the beech nuts that you'd have heard these hitting your tarp all night.
Yeah. Lots of them falling.
I like them because have you seen Stranger Things?
Yeah.
They look like the monster.
Oh, they do.
Stranger Things.
I bet the designer based it on that.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'd have heard that kind of all night. Which sounds really loud when you're inside.
And the occasional screech, laying there thinking, oh, is that human? And then you're like, no, it's animal. It's okay.
Yeah, they're also really screeching.
We've been told that there's deer, it's rutting season or something like that.
So they're all like sort of in that direction apparently behind us. I've seen deer in this spot before. I usually see them on this hill over here.
Right.
So yeah, it's the start of the rut now, and that can get pretty noisy.
So this morning we're going to get stuff together. We're going to cook some noodles for breakfast and yeah, just do some general filming and bushcraft.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I need to wake up first.
Yeah.
The tea is lovely, but I really need some coffee.
Coffee.
I'm a coffee drinker.
Cool. Let's do it.
And a lot of it's in the sound that the knife's making. If it starts to make a sound like a car engine going, you're digging the blade into the sharpening stone, which isn't good.
Right.
So you want it to be more like a smooth sound. And you've got to put quite a bit of pressure on it because you are trying to remove metal. And the bit that I really focus on, try and get as much of it sharp as you can, but I really focus on this section here because that's the bit you use the most. And it doesn't take long once you get used to it. That's the tricky bit. So if I'm doing it that way, I'm not applying pressure on the way back. So it's still that slicing motion, but I'm pulling the back of the blade towards me instead of the cutting edge.
Yeah, having that rubber mat really helps.
Makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
And again, you still want to be applying quite a bit of pressure for this bit. And this also polishes it. This isn't just a bit of leather, it's got honing compound on it. And again, it's just the same process. So yeah, there's metal polishing compound in the leather.
Did you apply that yourself?
Yeah. This is just an old belt.
Right. How long does that compound last?
Forever.
Oh, forever.
You get a massive block of it, and I've used like one corner of it.
Oh. How important is it to have honing compound on it?
Fairly important.
Right. Because I've just been using a normal leather.
That won't do much.
Right.
So that should now.
Chop your arm off.
Have a go at sharpening yours.
So away, like that.
Towards yourself, yeah. You're not pressing it anywhere near hard enough there.
Okay.
That's it.
I think it's because normally when I use mine, it moves all over the place. Yeah, so you have to press way harder than what I was doing before.
Yeah. Well, you've got to press hard because you're removing metal. Make sure you're pulling right back on that edge.
Like that.
That's it, yeah.
Same technique, wasn't it?
Yep, exactly the same. So what I was doing is microscopically, it's moving particles of metal back onto the edge and creating a really fine edge on it.
Yeah, because the metal curls up, doesn't it? Or
Yeah.
something. Fragments.
So the sharpening process pushes the metal back onto the blade, but dulls the edge slightly. And then the stropping realigns the edge. You want quite a low angle on it, so really thin cuts. But each time I make a cut, I'm adjusting where I'm coming to. My knife is not sharp enough for this. If I want to start kicking them out, I can angle this. And you're trying to get those curls as thin as possible.
So it'll catch better.
And if you lose some curls, don't worry about it. So I've got a bit of a knot there, which is what I keep sticking on. You see how I'm aiming for those little ridges that I'm creating though?
Yeah.
So I'm moving more over to this side now because that's in the way.
Do you have to do the whole stick, or is it just...
Yeah, because you want the stick part to be as thin as possible.
Okay.
Because you want that to actually take, and if it's still thick...
Ah, yeah, so that'll initially take, and then it'll catch the stick, and then it'll catch the bigger part.
I'll set fire to this one.
Yeah.
Because you're not using this to light your fire.
I'll have to make my own.
You have to make your own. And you'll want to make a couple of them.
Okay.
Maybe 3. So once I get to this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start using my thumb to really control it. And I'm after these really thin, these really fine cuts, like this. Because that's what will catch the spark.
So the thicker end and a smaller end, does it matter which end? No?
Not at this point. Use the bit of the blade, put the handle of the blade right up to the piece of wood.
Like that?
That's it, yeah. And get tight hold of that handle further back, because if you hit your hands, you will know about it. It hurts a lot.
Right.
and I want you to give that, using that batten, use the weight of the batten, a good solid hit. Make sure that that's straight, a solid hit right on the top there.
Right, so you don't do it at the end then?
Not to start with, no.
Okay.
So give that a good solid whack right on the top. Wonderful. Okay, those curls are a bit thick. Try and get them thinner.
Okay.
That's it. Adjust where you're pulling the piece of wood to a little bit. So I'm angling the piece of wood like this. You're kind of pulling it into your belly.
Yeah.
And that just, I can pull it right out past myself. And then I'm moving on to those corners. I'm rotating the piece of wood each time I make a cut. That's far enough, so I'll start to rotate it back now. That's it.
Hey, first one, sort of.
Let's try on a different technique, but there is another way of doing it. I don't like this way, but it works for a lot of people. So this time you're moving the knife and not the stick.
Yep.
You can see I'm nowhere near as good at it that way.
Find it a bit easier.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you get a lot of flameage off that, and you can see it's not burning out like straight away. I mean, that's whacking out quite a lot of heat as well.
See, people with beards like to live on the edge.
It's going. Stop.
I'm amazed how well that works.
Lower them down.
Oh, lower them down.
Okay, I'll let go.
Yeah. Then that's the point that I normally smother it. I normally just drop it on.
The idea here, you won't need to do it. You've still got to, if you smother it with oxygen, you can grab hold of that and pick it back up again, and it'll whoosh.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you just started a fire.
Whey!
Without any modern
with a feather stick.
and a spark. I mean, that is going neutral, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
Good work.
Thank you.
We've still got embers in there. So you douse it with water. Now I get dirty hands. So I can check it so it's nice and cold. But any hot bits like that bit I just touched will tell me if it's, so there's still a hot bit down here. It's nice and wet through. Wow, hot. But I'm using the heat to tell me if it's still on fire. This is just all the stuff that I moved yesterday. Okay, so you can't tell there was a fire there now?
Nope. So that's the end of a great trip with lovely Peter right here. Forrester Bushcraft, sorry. And yeah, I've learned a lot just in the short space of time. We only had a short overnighter. Really ironed out all the little things that I was not quite doing correctly, like, you know, the tarp. But what I'm really impressed with is that you finally got me to do a fire just from a spark with a bit of wood, and that's the feather sticks. It's a skill that's going to take me some time, and I'm going to really hone it and work on it, but I think I'll get there. Stick with it. Pun intended. Yeah, just keep practicing it. It's all just practice. If you're watching and you can't do this stuff, I am not a magician. It is nothing special about me. I have just practiced more than most people, and I am by far not an expert at all. There are people far better in the world than me, but it's practice. Yes.
Like everything, it is just practice, but make sure you're practicing properly.
Yes.
Make sure you're doing it right. They say practice makes perfect, but it doesn't always make perfect if you're practicing wrong.
No.
So learn how to do stuff and just stick at it and try again.
Hopefully you've got the skill for life then. Just keep it up. Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this. Subscribe, click the bell icon if you want to. So tune in next time to join the expedition. Thanks, guys.